One day, the Israelites met with Moses to ask him a question. He was eloquent and strong in argument. A man liked preaching of Moses. So he asked him, "Is there anyone on earth who has more knowledge than you?" Moses answered, "I am the most knowledgeable man on the earth." God admonished Moses, made him know that no one has more knowledge than him. He, the righteous servant who existed at the point where the confluence of the two seas, and ordered Moses to go to him and learn from him. Moses felt remorse and knew that his answer to the man who asked him was not right. Moses began preparing for that journey, and he knew an honest boy, so he invited him to be his traveling companion. At the meeting of the two seas, Moses found a man with a bright face, calm in conversation. Moses asked him, "Are you the righteous man?" He said, "Yes." Moses asked the righteous man to allow him to accompany him in order to learn from him. He said to him, "If you accompanied me, you have to be patient and do not ask me more questions until I tell you about the difficult things you don't understand."
قال له موسى هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا.
Moses agreed on the terms of the righteous servant. After some moments, looked at the ship in the sea and asked their owners to ride with them. They agreed, and before the ship harbored the shore, the righteous servant holds the curving blade and hit the side of the ship until scuttled it. The scuttling that defected it, but did not drown it. Moses was surprised and did not control himself, saying, "What did you do? They are generous people. They did not charge us, and would this be the return of the gratitude?" The righteous servant said, "Didn't you promise that you would be patient?" Moses apologized and said, "Don't make me do a task for what I forgot. Do not be hard on me for this lapse of mine. You'll find me patient if God will." The righteous servant forgave him. Then they carried on their walk and then headed towards a village. They found in it boys playing. The righteous servant marched and held the boy and pressed his neck until the boy died. Moses was surprised and did not control himself and said to the righteous servant, "Why did you kill a person without any guilt?" The righteous man looked at Moses and said, reproaching him, "You will not be able to become patient with the capabilities of God's knowledge." Moses apologized and said, "I will not ask you about anything after that, and if I ask you, leave me." So they continued to walk. They arrived in a village and requested food from the village people, but they refused. They walked until they found a demolished wall. The righteous man built that wall. Moses got surprised and said, "You could take charge for building the wall." The righteous servant said, "O Moses, you were not patient for what you saw, and this is the separation between us, and I will explain to you what was difficult for you to understand. First, the ship belonged to poor people who worked on the river, but the king of that country issued his order to take any good ship from its owners by force. So I scuttled it to defect it, in order not to be taken by the king."
أما السفينة فكانت لمساكين يعملون في البحر فأردت أن أعيبها وكان وراءهم ملك يأخذ كل سفينة غصبا وأما الغلام فكان أبواه مؤمنين فخشينا أن يرهقهما طغيانا وكفرا فأردنا أن يبدلهما ربهما خيرا منه زكاة وأقرب رحما.
Second, The boy was the son of parents who were good believers, and we fear that he should involve them in trouble through transgression and disbelief, so desired that the Lord should give them in place a child superior to him in virtue and purity. Third, O Moses, the wall belonged to 2 orphans brothers. Their righteous father died for a long time, and under this wall was a treasure for these boys. If we left the wall without building it, people may take the treasure. But God wanted to preserve the treasure until the boys grow up and take it out. O Moses, here we part, but before that, all that I have done was the will of God and not from myself. The righteous servant went on his way, and Moses returned to where he was.
فأما الجدار فكان لغلامين يتيمين في المدينة وكان تحته كنز لهما وكان أبوهما صالحا فأراد ربك أن يبلغا أشدهما ويستخرجا كنزهما رحمة من ربك وما فعلته عن أمري ذلك تأويل ما لم تسطع عليه صبرا